What if you could transform your body, build strength, mobility, stability, and control without lifting a single weight? These 5 isometric exercises are going to challenge your body in ways that most training never touches. Because here's what happens in most exercise programs. People only train what they can see. The reps, the sets, the movements, the generic exercises. But real strength is often built in the stillness. Isometric holds reinforce joint stability, develop tendon resilience, and sharpen your ability to generate force without momentum. You don't move through it. You stay in it, you absorb it, and that's where the adaptation happens. And if I'm being honest, most of the time we have to suffer through them. So let's get into it. The first exercise is the middle split hold. This movement tests your hips, your inner thighs, your glutes, and your ankles, and exposes your ability to generate tension in one of the most vulnerable positions in the body. This teaches you how to control your pelvis, tilt correctly, activate your core, and stay structurally aligned under load. This movement works because it builds a strength in a lengthened position, forcing your muscles to contract without momentum. This builds resilience in the adductors, improves hip joint function, and increases usable flexibility for things like squats, kicks, and lateral movements, which will eventually lead you to Van Damme splits between chairs. The way you're going to start, you're going to slide your legs into a wide straddle, feet dorsiflexed. Keep your spine neutral or slightly extended. There's no rounding. Hands should be on the floor for support or holding onto something. Engage the glutes, engage the quads, hold, breathe, and stay there for dear life. You can regress this by reducing the range, so holding at higher position, using a wall, a TRX, or yoga blocks in front of you for support. And if you are super stiff, you can make sure you place your pelvis into an anterior pelvic tilt, which will allow your hip capsule to drop down more. To progress this, you would obviously hold a longer time. You can hold weights in front of you. You can add a loaded reach or overhead hold. And most of all, you can work your way towards holding it in between boxes. Second exercise, the front splits hold. This movement highlights tight hip flexors, hamstrings, poor pelvic alignment, and compensating posture patterns. You cannot cheat this. Your body either has control or it doesn't. You're going to know because you're going to collapse. It works by decompressing the hips, improving symmetry between sides, and forcing full chain engagement across the anterior and posterior chains. It aligns the pelvis and it strengthens the muscles responsible for posture, gait, and stride extension. This movement trains your hip flexors in the rear leg, your hamstrings in the front leg, your glutes, your core, and your pelvic organization. You're going to extend one leg forward, one leg back, and slide into your maximum split. Keep the hips square and the chest lifted. Use blocks for balance, hold without collapsing. You really want to engage your muscles. In order to regress, you can hold a long lunge position with the front knee bent. This keeps the stress off of the hamstrings while still mobilizing the hip. Use support to maintain upright posture at all times. To progress this, you can elevate the front leg, you can add overhead load, you can increase the duration and breath control. All in all, this exercise will keep you progressing for months. Number 3 is the horse stance hold. This is not a squat. This is a test of static hip stability, active internal rotation, and full lower body endurance. It reveals gaps in your ability to stay upright, balanced, and composed when your base is wide and loaded. It works by challenging deep hip flexion, joint alignment, and muscular engagement in the glutes, the quads, and the adductors, especially under fatigue. It builds postural strength and teaches the nervous system to stay calm under pressure. Once you've done an exercise of the horse stance, you're going to feel like you are walking on clouds. It trains the quads, the glutes, the hip internal rotation, the adductors, the core stability, amongst many other things. It's one of the best exercises for the lower body. You're going to assume feet wide, toes turned slightly out or pointing forward. Sink the hips until the thighs are parallel to the ground. Spine is neutral, chest is up, and feet are rooted into the ground. To regress, you can use a dowel or a wall for support, decrease the depth, and start with 20 or 30 seconds, then build up the capacity. To progress this movement, you can increase your stance width. You can also play with the position of your arms, because if you place them behind you, that's going to counter the balance, so it's going to make it harder. You can add overhead load. You can also increase the hold time and try to work your way towards achieving 4 to 5 sets of 3-minute holds. Exercise number 4 is the chest to wall handstand. This hold reveals instability in your shoulders, spine, and core, and highlights the deficiencies in scapular elevation and full body tension. Even the regressions train critical coordination between your nervous system and structural alignment. It works by developing closed chain shoulder stability, scapular control, core compression, and proprioception in an inverted state. It's not just about balance, it's about structural strength under load and also under fear, because for a lot of people, it is very scary to go upside down. This movement trains the shoulders, the triceps, the core and the ribcage positioning, scapular elevation, and full body tension. So you're going to walk up into a wall supported. It doesn't matter how far you walk up, as long as your elbows are locked, your scapula is elevated, core tight, glutes squeezed, and you maintain a straight line. The goal is obviously to walk as close to the wall as possible, but if you currently can't, 45 degrees is okay. You can even regress it by doing a tuck handstand on a box. You can just walk once up the wall and come back down. You can even start on the floor by mimicking the handstand position in a hollow body plank variation. And of course, you can progress this by working towards a freestanding handstand, a tuck handstand, extending the hold duration under clear alignment. You can even play with kick-ups, cartwheels, and many more movements. And the last exercise is the straight arm support hold. This movement isolates straight arm scapular strength, one of the most undertrained aspects of upper body control. It teaches you to depress and stabilize the shoulder girdle, protect the elbow and the wrist joints, and stay engaged without compensation. It works by reinforcing straight arm joint integrity, which is crucial for joint health and pushing strength. It builds a strong foundation for any pressing pattern without relying on bent arm compensation. This trains scapular depression, straight arm pushing mechanics, wrist and elbow joint integrity, triceps and chest, and your core tension. So you're going to grab yourself some parallettes or stable bars. You can even use gymnastics rings. Press down and lock the elbows. Push the shoulders down away from the ears. You can also lift the legs off of the ground in a tucked or extended tuck position. The goal is to try to get your scapula into your back pocket and grow tall. Keep the feet grounded and focus only on scapular depression. Use higher surfaces for easier clearance. Maintain straight knees and a tucked core throughout. To progress, you can add a tuck sit and L sit. You can move to unstable surfaces like rings. You can add alternating knee extensions or hollow holds. These isometric holds will reveal where you are weak, where you're compensating, and where your body has never been trained to stay strong. They don't just build muscle, they build structure and endurance. They don't just stretch you, they teach your body to resist, stabilize, and stay organized under tension. Add them into your routine today. Start with what you can control and progress slowly with intention. And if you want the full system with regressions, progressions, routines, and advanced protocols, grab the Mobility Toolkit linked below. Give this video a like, drop a comment with the hold that you're working on, and subscribe for more training that actually makes you better. See you in the next one.